Okay, so today we're going to be talking about polynomials. That's poly meaning many. Everyone should have a sheet that looks like this. Alright, so getting started here. First things first. A blank is a number, a variable or a product of a number and one or more variables with whole number exponents. That would be a monomial. And I think I spelled that wrong. Actually, no, I did. That's correct. Monomial. Mono means one, single. So, for example here, we have something like maybe 2x. That is one term. Okay, another instance would be like 6. Okay, that's one term as well. Okay, so mono means one. And we'll get down to some other ones, some binomials and trinomials a little bit later, but mono is one, and you know that. Then, next, a polynomial. Is a monomial with the sum of many other terms. So, for instance, poly means is many. It's many of them. So, it's not just going to be one, it could be many. So, for instance, we got like 3x plus 2. This has 2 terms. 1, 2. Okay? Or let's go say x to the 5th. Minus 9x plus 7. Okay, that would be 3. 1, 2, 3. So poly means it could be many, alright, types. Not just one term. Alright. Next we have, and the familiar one for you guys, is leading coefficient. Leading coefficient is the number in front of the term with the highest exponent. So make sure you're looking at the highest exponent. In our case, obviously the highest exponent is 3. Brody, stop. So you're going to want to make sure what's the term that's in front of that, the coefficient that's in front of that. Well, our leading coefficient would be 4, not 9. Jake, stop. Man, even when I'm not here. Alright. Kenny, you can be quiet too over there. Alright, next. Alright, and these are all terms that are going to be on your test, so listen up, be careful. Blank are polynomials with 2 terms. What do you guys think? Mono means 1, so what do you think is going to be 2? Well, that would be a binomial. Okay? And let's just say for an example, there's 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Binomial. That's why we have a bicycle. How many wheels does it have? 2. Alright? Moving on to the next one. Something that has 3 terms. Well, we call something with 3 wheels a tricycle. So let's call it a trinomial. Alright. So for an example, something with 3. Say negative 6x squared plus 3x minus 9. Doing good so far? Alright, let's put our practice in the math. Alright, we got 3 minutes. You ready? Go down. We're talking about adding and subtracting polynomials. Ones with many terms. Well, guys, when it's adding, all you do is you just add. Oh, now be careful. You got to add like terms. And we've been doing this for a long time. So we need to underline which ones are the ones that are alike here. So 7x squared minus 3x squared. Well, that's going to give me 4x squares. Now, don't you dare add exponents. Okay? Because, remember, when do we add exponents? When we multiply. And we're not multiplying here, we're adding and subtracting. So the only way we can combine them is if they're like terms. Those are out of the picture. -5 plus 3 should give me -2. And that's it. I cannot combine any more. They are unlike terms. Done as dinner. Okay, let's do one more over here. I'm going to always select the highest degree first, because remember, I want that one to be the one leading. Alright, it's got to be in front. So, I'm going to take the one with the highest term, and I say -4 plus 6r for the fourth. I believe that's 2r4, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, then the next one up for grabs is my 8. Well, 8r plus 8r, 16r. Positive 16r. And then finally I have 6 minus 4, 6 and a -4, that gives me, last I checked, 2. Done. See, that's not too bad, right? Alright, I'm going to take a little break, and we will work on negatives here in a second. Alright, and I'm back with negatives as I promised. We are going to be working on subtraction now. Now these are extra tricky. A lot of people mess up on subtraction problems. I didn't think these were too bad, right? We just add like terms.
Paul Fetting, please call 5270.
I don't think that was too bad.
Paul Fetting, please call 5270. Thank you.
Now, with subtraction, you got to watch out, because we're subtracting all of this. So really, if you want to think of it this way, there's a -1 in front of there, and you can distribute it to all three. Okay, so really all of them are going to be negative. So if you want to rewrite it, let's try that. Let's go 2k squared minus 4k. Those are just like normal. But now this, instead of just a normal k, that's actually a -k. That's going to be a -k third, and that's going to be a positive 2k squared. Alright, now once you've changed everything to its opposite, because of the subtraction, then we can just combine like terms again like normal. So I would follow my 2k, or k squares. It's going to give me 4k squares. And I went out of order here. Let's actually put that k to the third power, because that's the highest degree. Let's put that one first. Okay, because that doesn't have anything to match up with. Notice it's negative. So -k to the third, 4k squared. And then I've got -1k and -4k. What do you think? That's what I got. Final answer. None of these are like terms. This is to the third power, second power, and first power. So be careful on that. Watch out for those negatives. Let's do one more, and then I want you to do number 6 by yourself, and then we'll be done here. So, once again, I'm going to pretend that that's really a -1, and everything's going to be negative. So I'm going to have 4p3 minus 5p, and then that's going to give me a -7p, and positive 6p, and a positive 2. So let's find some like terms. Highest degree to the third power. So 4 and 6 gives me 10p cubed. -5 and -7 gives me not -2, -12p. You guys got to work on those integers. And then I just have the 2 at the end. All different terms. And that's how it's done. So be careful when there's the subtraction. Just realize that everything, you're subtracting everything on the back end. Not the front end, to the back end. Okay, so do number 6. when you're done with number 6, we're going to start our activity here. You're going to get in groups of 2. Alright, so once everybody gets into groups of 2, you're going to be given 20 flashcards each. Okay? And on one side of the flashcard, I want you to put perfect squares all the way up to 20. So 1 to 20. So for instance, I would maybe have 1 squared would be on one side of the flashcard. On another flashcard, I would have 2 squared, right? And then on another flashcard, I would have 3 squared. Okay? So that's on one side of the flashcards. Okay? So that would be 3 flashcards. On this opposite side, I want you to put down the perfect square root. Okay? Now, it's been a while since we talked about square roots, but I think you know what they are. Basically, you're going to put square root of 1 in that case. Over here, I'm going to say square root of 4. That's the next perfect square. And over here, I'm going to say the square root of 9. That's another perfect square. Now, how do these relate to each other? So on one card, you're going to have this, and on the other side, you're going to have this. Then on another card, you're going to have this, and then on the other side, this. On another card, you'll have this, and on another side, you'll have this. How are these relatable? Well, what's 1 squared? 1, right? Okay? What's the square root of 1? 1. Now remember what square roots means. What multiplied by itself gives me 1. Alright? What's 2 squared? 4. Okay? Well, what's the square root of 4? Well, that's obviously what multiplies by itself to give me 4. Well, 2 times 2 gives me 4. So the answer to that is 2. So they're kind of almost vice versa. They're just the opposites. So 3 squared gives me 9. Well, square root of 9 gives me 3. Okay, you guys see how that works? Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to practice this all the way through. All the way through 20. So yeah, you might have to get your calculators out. Practice that through all the way through 20. And then rehearse with each other. So get a flashcard and say, what's the square root of 9? 3. What's 2 squared? 4. Now on the back side, you should have the answer. All you got to do is look at what's in the square root. Okay, so practice that through. And remember, we are prepping because Thursday we're going to be doing our drill. Remember, around the world, we did it before. Okay, so that would be Thursday or Friday, depending on your class. Get it done. Talk to you guys later.